forgive me if I read most of this. As you can imagine, I'm extremely nervous. But it is promised short. So. I was wondering how I would start. Should I keep on with Eugene's tradition and begin with a joke, which apparently he forgot last week or something, I heard, but anyway. But I thought me standing up here was a bit funny, so maybe that's the joke. But I did find one that I'd like to share, and it's called The Light Turned Yellow. It has been an email that's going around, so if you've heard it, I apologize. The light turned yellow just in front of him. He did the right thing, stopping at the crosswalk, even though he could have beaten the red light by accelerating through the intersection. The tailgating woman was furious and honked her horn, screaming in frustration as she missed the chance to get through the intersection, dropping her cell phone and makeup. As she was still in mid-rant, she heard a tap on her window and looked up into the face of a very serious police officer. The officer ordered to exit her car with her hands up. He took her to the police station where she was searched, fingerprinted, photographed, and placed in a holding cell. After a couple of hours, a policeman approached the cell and opened the door. She was escorted back to the booking desk where the arresting officer was waiting with her personal effects. He said, "I'm very sorry for the mistake. You see, I pulled up behind your car while you were blowing your horn, flipping off the guy in front of you, and cussing a blue streak at him. I noticed the 'What Would Jesus Do' bumper sticker, the 'Choose Life' license plate holder, and the 'Follow Me to Sunday School' bumper sticker, and the chrome-plated Christian fish emblem on the trunk. So naturally, I assumed you had stolen the car." I'm glad you laughed, because I was afraid some people might be offended by that. They say a joke is funny because it's true. And I did laugh, as you did, when I first read it. But then I quickly realized how really sad it was. How often do we, as Christians, wear or display symbols that indicate that we have faith, but when it comes to living in that faith, we fail? I am guilty of it, as I am sure we all are at one time or another. That is why we have to continue to have faith and hope and trust that when we do something, we pick ourselves up and try again, and God will be there to carry our burdens. As you all know, my youngest son, Joel, I've read this many times and not gotten emotional yet, who will be 21 on July 29th, is autistic. Over the last 21 years, there have been many challenges that my family and I have faced. Many people say, "How do you cope?" I say, "How do I not cope?" God has placed this challenge in front of me, and I have to have faith and not worry that He will give me the strength to cope. I trust that when I fail, as I frequently do, He will help me find a way to persevere until all things are better. Most days are very good, and they do outweigh the bad. But some days I do throw my hands up and wonder, why me? But that doesn't improve or change the situation, so I try not to waste my energy on that. I try to have faith and trust that God will see me through to the next good day. I have a little demonstration that I'd like to show you. Sorry to my videographer that I'm moving. Hopefully I don't lose anything along the way here. So the water represents hope and trust. The oil represents worry and doubt. When you add oil to the water, whether it be a little or a lot, or even try to combine it, what happens? The oil will always come to the top. Even when you try your hardest to, unless you have another agent that coagulates it, it will always come to the top. So that is like the worry and doubt. It only takes a little to cover up the hope and the trust in God. We have to do as God tells us in the gospel and let him carry the worry and doubt. Come to me, all that are weary and are carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. I would like to close, yes, I said short, with a song that conveys my wish for you for the summer and for always, and it's called The Blessing.